Hello everyone, tonight we're playing some more Sims 2, but ultimately we're probably actually going to be spending most of tonight in the neighborhood screen and build mode, because as I've got a couple things to set up for the next rotation, and before we get started with that, and also I need to open up my volume mixer because I've got the game muted in the volume mixer again. Right, there we go. Now we've got the proper tunes going. So I think let's start with the relatively easiest thing out of sort of the administrative tasks, you could call them, of starting the new rotation, which is updating family bios. Because like Victor definitely does not need to convince Elizabeth to grow the family anymore. Having twin sons definitely succeeded in that goal. Basically, sort of the style. Man, I really need to get a good setting for the gain. Fortunately, I don't have to go into the OBS settings to change my gain, because my microphone has a gain dial on the bottom. I think like I positioned it differently this time than I did last time, because I'm able to turn the gain way down and still have my voice be consistently in the orange. And so currently, the Asper, her family bio is, can Victor convince Elizabeth to grow their family? Will Elizabeth listen to him? What will Luis discover in the attic? Could it be the answer to his lifelong question? Thing. With new twin. With his new twin and sons in the family. Victor has gotten his wish for more children, and then some. We need to really nail the style. We needed to have like a hook for continued play with the household. Also, it needs to mention at least every like adult in the family. Where do we put the other two? Because like you know, we definitely had not what will Elizabeth's conflict is now that will Elizabeth still will be able to focus on her career? Or with twice the family responsibilities? Or, you know, maybe triple the kids? Now, where do we put Luis in this? Because mainly Luis, fortunately, Luis is always able to lend a hand. For the Bell family, we know that there's a bit of a disturbance. Because ultimately, you know, not every household mentions every adult by name. Because it's just a Bell family and Hannah's sister. Which, you know, Sharon is the one member of the household without the surname Bell. Like, she's related, but she's technically not a Bell because she doesn't have the surname. She's a Worth. Not. Now that Hannah and now that Hannah and Isaac have another child, in need of a room. This family, he'd be able to manage this family be able to manage it, this many people in this house? I guess that works. We can workshop it later. After all, this is mostly just for this rotation. Alright, so the Jacques family. You know, the Jacques family actually didn't really have any big changes particularly, so they can keep their bio as is. Ousted from the field. He had devoted so much of his life to. Will John be able to make it in the legal world? believe when we played the Contrary Household, they did manage to start getting along better with the Rick. So things have been improving between Rick and his parents. But will the arrival of his baby brother affect this delicate situation? Yeah, but how will? Seems like it's taking a moment to load preview of the Una household. Just gotta give it a moment. Yeah, there we go. Natasha loves grilled cheese. I mean, really loves grilled cheese. Will she find someone who shares her dreams? Or is there more of a mystery out there for her? Natasha's life has been utterly consumed by her obsession with grilled cheese. Will she ever find a way out? Just make it as ominous as possible. Alright, so that's all the household, all bios updated. Then gotta move on to probably more time-consuming task, which is going to be designing a bank, so that we can get stuff like, so that we can get proper setup for the for the banking system. I'm currently just looking at pictures of small town banks. Like, I literally just Googled small town banks to see if I can find one with like neat architecture going on. Actually, let me... There we go. Now we can browse the small town banks together. And since the game's not gonna play its music while all this is happening, let's... Happening because I don't have the game selected currently. let's get some song request music going. I'll just let it play through the general audio capture. Which it was just way louder than I needed it to be because I had the BRB audio no capture going at the same time. Yeah, seeing plenty of pictures of small town banks. These are certainly some banks. Mostly coming from like I think there's like an article or two that's coming up with about small town banks. Well, this one certainly got an interesting structure to it. Not sure we could really do something that's like 8 stories tall, all in the Sims 2. Like a lot of these are kind of just squares. Like when you get down to the basic shapes, they're kind of just squares with maybe some columns. Which, I mean, I guess it doesn't have to be anything like super fancy. In fact, like, you know, having it be super fancy is just gonna make it look less like a small town bank. Alright, I'm gonna change up the search terms a little bit, but I'm going to hide the browser just in case it's like, oh, here's a search suggestion for banks in the town that I live in or something. You know, I don't want to be doxxed by Google search suggestions. Okay, good. At least it's only showing small town banks near me. Granted, if I selected that, it would show, you know, banks near where I live, which is way too much location information and to be comfortable. Well, so now I've got it I've got set to show credit unions instead. Which, you know, are different from banks, but they're also similar enough that there shouldn't be much of a functional difference. And it's in terms of like the architecture. You know, I guess this one looks fine. We can see what we can do vis-a-vis like recreating this. Right now we have a reference image. So now we've just got to figure out what's a good spot. Probably somewhere around here where the rest of the like sort of business area of town is. I need to shut off song requests because now we're back in the game, so we have the game's music to listen to. Yeah, somewhere around here. Maybe we could put it like right near the grocery store or something. There aren't any empty lots. Like, there's exactly one empty lot in the entire town. By default. But, you know, somewhere where near the businesses, which there's really only one like retail business, for instance, in the entire town, just about. Well, there's two, because there's a Frippery Frock, which is a clothing store, in addition to Gustav's grocery. One alternative is that we could, instead of building an entire bank, just start plunking down ATMs on whichever lots make the most sense. So probably, you know, the businesses where you go and buy things, of which there are two. You know what? Yeah, let's actually just do that. Now keep it nice and simple. I've just gotta remember which. I believe the ATM is probably. So the ATM isn't sorted under computers. thought it might be because that's where Monique's computer, which is the ATM is partly cloned off of assorted, but I guess not. And I'm not seeing any option to sort by just custom content. And clearly they didn't make that innovation until 2009. And I could probably dial down the gain a little bit. Because when I'm actually looking at my main monitor, I am getting into the red a little bit. I somehow just not have the ATM installed. Like I know I had one installed. Well, but I'm not seeing it anywhere. No, let me pull up a Google search. Let me check my EA Games folder to make sure that's actually installed. And I'm, not looking something that I somehow failed to. No, it's in here. It's just a matter of where. And this is the situation that I would run into regardless as of whether I was modifying an existing lot or if I was building an entirely new one. Aha, here it is. Yeah, it is. Worth knowing that it is listed as Pimp Viking in 3D arcade game. But it's an ATM. So now the grocery store has an ATM in it. So save the game. Let's give like a couple other lot ATMs. Just place it next to the clothing racks, I guess, because it's not actually a lot of spaces. Because we can put this thing that isn't like behind the counter or right up against the clothing rack. Guess we're just putting it right there. Now that I know where it is, this is certainly a lot easier to find. I think maybe we put one at the sports park. Maybe not the sports park, because like I thought there was like a parking area here, but I guess not. Like I know a lot of ATMs, at least around places I've been, and are like right in a parking lot somewhere. Alright, so that's that's 2 ATMs installed. And we can wait on building like a full-on bank. Now I need to pull up a spreadsheet because it's time to calculate taxes. Which as goes for a lot of my as is the case for a lot of my nice, nice stuff in this with Sims 2 rotational play. I've got based loosely on the way Pleasant Sims does it. I say loosely because I have made some modifications of my own. Namely, everybody pays the same rate. Because Pleasant Sims had it to where there were tax cuts for the wealthy, and fuck that shit. Like, I don't care if it's realistic. Like, that's one of the depressing realistic things that I'd rather not deal with. So we're just gonna go sort of around the town. Because this way, when we get to playing the actual households, we don't have to stop and calculate their taxes. Let's see. We've got the Asper household. They have a net worth of 88,498. They are married. They're homeowners. They have at least one retiree in the household, and they have 3 dependents. With a regular tax rate of 10%, and all of those deductions, they're paying $2,195 in taxes this rotation. The Bell family. Yeah, the music is going to be cutting out intermittently, so I'm just going to turn the song request music back on so that we have some music that is playing continuously. Alright. Bell family has a net worth of 64,453. They have no retirees. They are homeowners. They are married. They have 2 dependents. They're paying $2,945. The Jacques family only has 1 dependent. They have a net worth of 48,112. They're paying in 1,811. Mole family. John Mole is not married. He has no dependents. And he has a net worth of 34,808. Means that he would be paying in 2,481 non-Somalians in taxes. The Una household is in a similar situation. The net worth of 51,313. Paying in 4,131. The most taxes that any household has paid so far. Alright, so the contrary household, they have 2 dependents and are married in addition to being homeowners. So they're actually only, their net worth of 44,279. They're only paying in 928 simoleons. But actually, I should double check. Heck, one thing. Am I actually gonna charge them taxes every rotation? Yeah, if I follow with the way Pleasant Sims does it, then yeah. So let me. Okay, yeah, it does look like. It does look like the. It is properly accounting for tax break that they get for retirees. Alright, so that's. Looks like we should have time to do like one household. So just roll a d6. 1, 2, 3, e4. So this rotation is starting off the contrary household. I can turn the song request music back off because now we're getting it into the game proper, so we don't need the extra background music. Alright, so let's see. Does anyone have the day off today? Saturday, so no, Edward has Saturdays off. Alright, so let's have him check food supplies because we might as well. We're gonna go to the grocery store to, or potentially to need to access the ATM. We might as well check the. We'll see about just buying some groceries. He's going to bring Rick along because Rick has some funds to deposit of his own. Assuming that's possible to deposit 12 simoleons. After all, I mean, in real life, most ATMs deal in, in my experience, deal in 20s. These exclusively, even when it comes to cash. Gustav's grocery. Just gonna be a father-son outing to file taxes. What a great bonding experience. Oh yeah, we need to... Yes, the two of them are going... What do you mean? Your basketball hoop is in the way. You calling... Calling to hire a nanny so that you can go to work. And just for now... Basically just until Rick and... Basically just until Rick and Edward get back from the grocery store. Probably could have actually timed it a bit better. Okay, good. It is actually loading the grocery store. Or for a moment I thought it was gonna glitch out and not take me over to the grocery store with Rick and Edward. It would just leave them in the void for a while. Oh, but no, everything seems to be fine. Yeah, Rick actually can't Rick actually can't deposit his $12 because you can only deposit in units of 100, 200, 500, or 1,000. And in fact, we're actually going to have to round things a little bit. Like, I'm gonna say probably just round to the nearest... Yeah, round to the nearest 100. You know, that does mean that some will have to pay more, some will have to pay less. Let's see, 500. 200 and 200. And you know, it's gonna list as a donation to charity, even though it's because it's basically what taxes are counting as for the mechanical purposes of just reducing the household funds by the total of the taxes. I think we're just gonna, because it doesn't say how many like units or whatever any of this is. Like it's basically just a meter of how much you want to spend. So I think maybe we spend 200 simoleons on the groceries. You know, fortunately, the hot dogs are free. The only cost was Rick's labor in preparing them. I think once Edward finishes this hot dog, he'll. I think it's time for the two of them to head home.
Stupid fear. Story. Fush, as what a shima.
It's a good thing that they did have the lowest taxes out of anyone out of any family in the entire town, because most of their net worth is in the value of like their house. You know, they don't have a lot of liquid assets. There's the nanny. So now Opal can walk to work. Okay, we are gonna want to set the nanny to track next schedules, because like there's exactly one day each week outside of the weekend when anyone is actually home to take care of this baby. And we can just fast forward. And once Edward arrives with the groceries, he can dismiss the nanny. Just so that they have the funds to pay for having nanny services is on a regular basis. You were supposed to dismiss her, dude. Having her continue to hang around is costing you money. Miss Nanny Edward. You don't have the money for this dude. Yeah, you had to spend 85 simoleons on that because you took so long to tell her to leave. You know, to tell her he was done working for the day. That she charged extra. So now you better hope that your wife brings home a good amount of funds, maybe even a promotion. Which actually, she needs a mechanical skill to fully qualify for the next level in her career track, so she's probably not getting promoted. Rick's gonna be an adult in 7 days. I usually don't start locking into none of the go to college ones until like the last 4 days. I think Pleasant Sims goes for like the very last day, but you know, I give them a bit more wiggle room.
Placius, Clementine, Babarondiga.
Shavuligi. Takov.
Probably fast forward a little bit. Right, Opal returned with 236 simoleons. Now she needs to go set up a recurring nanny. Track schedule. But you know, they could start selling off some of the stuff that they have no place for. Like, let's just do that. There, now that they have 1750. Oh, but for some reason the fish needed to be restocked. Even though it comes when they were just restocked earlier today. I just don't know how they all died that fast. Edward's apparently going to be becoming an elder literally the day after. Are the fish dying that fast? Like literally they lasted like a few hours. No wonder that they're struggling with money, because they keep having to replace all these fish.
아이고.
And Rick's hobby is somehow sports, despite the fact that he's supposed to be a gamer. Like, his entire thing is that he spends all of his time sitting in his room playing video games. So somehow, despite that, his true hobby is sports. Jimmy, I guess he could just be playing sports video games the entire time. Phone is ringing. Opal wants to gain a skill point, which is an excellent opportunity for her to actually gain that last point of mechanical. All she needs for her promotion. Seriously, the fish are dead again. How? Like, this fish tank is just a money sink. Maybe it's because maybe it needs to be cleaned. You know, maybe it's a grime that causing the fish to die too fast. Because there's a rotting lunch meat sandwiches on the kitchen counter. There, Rick's just gonna make some spaghetti in the bathroom. Mechanical skill point gained. She's actually the only one hungry. He's like, doesn't even really need to be serving spaghetti. Actually, Edward's a little hungry, but he's also asleep. So Rick's just gonna sit here with 3 plates of spaghetti all alone. Can just put away all of these leftovers. But now his little brother needs something. In addition to putting away the leftovers, he has to also tend to his brother because he's the only one awake. Now we can just fast forward on through the night. Yeah, I guess it was the grind that was killing off those fish. That's because they seem to be doing fine now. Rick still just wants to vaguely earn some money with no idea what he wants to do that. I guess I could potentially just, you know, have him find a job. Let's real quick. Okay, good. Birth control is on.
Holy, nobody's.
Tipo. Ah, utantiescente.
Should be little to no chance of this casual woohoo resulting in a third child. And Rick is available to talk. I have no idea who this is.
What's up? Hello.
Apparently it's Amalthea Jalef, whoever that is. You know, some townie. Ever stop complaining about the stink and do something about it. Apparently Rick could start a business. Yeah, I think it would make the most sense to have businesses only be operated by somebody that owns a property that the business is on. Also, let's check what exactly. Not really seeing any. Because, like, I'm seeing plenty of stuff for ways to make simoleons, but not specifically ways that actually he necessarily fulfill the make physically will the earn some money he want. And of course, some of it's gonna just come up with guides for other Sims games. I guess the big thing is that, you know, it probably just has to not to be something that is done through just directly selling objects. Like, I'm just gonna have Rick go ahead and find a job. Just because that's the most direct way for him to fulfill these, make some money once. Six, 3, 0, 10, 3, 9, 9, 3, E 6, 6, 3, E 0, 0, 9, 0, 0, 9, and 6. It's apparently his highest rated career. Air tracks. Things are athletic and business. Yeah, the most straightforward way for him to earn money is to get a job. Especially since he could go into the gamer career track, which would track with, you know, the way he's designed. Let's keep looking for a little while. That's only rated as 16. Criminal rated 23. Architecture is 27. In fact, it looks like he's going architecture unless technically his lifetime one is dance related. Or intelligence. This is only rated at 16, but is tied to his lifetime one. Think we're going dance. Because his lifetime one is to become a world-class ballet dancer. Alright, so now he's an aerobics instructor. And he's got he's got a carpool coming at 3. You know, this should help make it to our next rotation, he can actually deposit his money in the bank. They say they don't let you deposit $12.
Ezel. Prima catabas. Meu pedaço.
Alright, so now really not a lot of that's happening. We can go and do more studying of the mechanical skill when she finishes her hot dog.
Nodi blanc. Fleur, the clusters, Turika Navatini.
Could potentially send the two of them off on a date at some point. Because Edward wants to go out on a date. And you know, he's being pretty faithful right now because as he's only interested in his wife. Interesting that being an aerobics instructor causes Rick to lose most of his hair temporarily. But you know, two trips out to do aerobic instructor stuff, and he should have over 100 simoleons to his name. Of course, you know, that's assuming that he doesn't get fired. Because all it takes, especially at this level, is one especially bad outcome from a chance card. Because yeah, one of the default outcomes for a chance card is tends to be demotion, and when you're at the first level, you can't get demoted, you can only get fired. Probably just keep at high speed for the time being. There's just not a lot happening. Oh, Mickey's birthday is only a day away. It seems like only yesterday the little but bundle of joy came into this world. Oh, how quickly they grow up.
Vatuza, Simonov. Wonderful. Luda. Java?
Right, and now Rick wants to get a body skill point because that's the thing he needs for his promotion. How about you put the baby back in his crib and deal with the rotting hot dogs. Unfortunately, because Rick needs to piss and sleep, maybe play basketball for all of 5 seconds. And it's about to be Monday, which means that put the baby back in the crib and don't just leave him on the floor. We've also only got like a couple days left with this household. So might actually get a start on another one. And number for the end of the stream. Edward needs to go to work. Alright, now Opal needs to just get up and tend to her own needs. Rick's gonna need to get heading to school all in an hour. Alright, Rick, I need you to put the baby in the crib before you leave for school. Somehow this dog just invited himself in. Artemis just walked on through. And he needs a diaper change, but he's also asleep. I guess Opal can just take care of her own needs while she has an excuse to not take care of her baby for the time being. Yeah, just go shoot some hoops out in the snow, I guess. Actually, you should probably have lunch. 'Cause you're still very hungry. Start to recognize Rick behind all the makeup and costuming, but Rick shines as a prince in his school play, Cinderella. Proud family and friends send congratulatory cards, netting Rick 215 simoleons. Take a bow. That brings Rick's total funds up to 289. So he's definitely going to be able to he's definitely going to be able to deposit his money in next rotation. And since he should have over 300 by then. So he's still got 2 days left. Yeah, probably just like a little bit over over 300 because he doesn't have work today. What's the That's a buy a stereo costing at least 1,800 simoleons. I have a long ways to go on that. Well, that would cost his family most of their funds. And it's like, you know, you can't exactly ask his parents to. Oh, okay, that's her filling in this hole. All of that dog left. And now he wants to buy a living chair there for some reason. Now let's see what kind of living chairs are available. Especially for below 289 simoleons. You know what? It's gonna be like, I wanted a chair so that I can say that I've purchased furniture. And so he just buys a folding chair and just has it in his room. And now he's back wanting an expensive stereo. That was 90 simoleons for the folding chair, so back down to 199 simoleons in funds. But he has a folding chair that he can take with him to like college. He wants to eat a lunch meat sandwich. Okay, nothing I can really do for Opals once. I guess technically I could have like look at the scholarships. Which I don't think he qualifies for any. He can certainly look. Oh, actually, he's got the SimCity Scholars Grant, and for his excellent grades. But he wore himself out playing basketball, so now he's gonna go to sleep at 6 in the afternoon. Which, I mean, he's not the only one going to sleep at 6. I mean, literally the only person left awake in this entire household is Edward. He wants to buy a toy, so let's... You know what? Let's use that as an excuse to buy the baby a toy box. Speaking of the baby should be aging up to a toddler soon. Any minute now. Yeah, at some point this baby should be aging up. There we go. Aged up into wearing a beanie and a Hawaiian shirt. That's certainly a combo to dress your baby in, and that's for sure. surprised me, or is his face a little odd too? So, something about his nose doesn't look quite right. Like his face looks squished for some reason. Like he's some kind of pug boy. I mean, like Edward kinda has a nose like that, but somehow it looks like it has less definition than on Mickey. But hey, we can now find out what Mickey's personality is like. So he is neat, in between, sort of an ambivert, you could say, active, serious, and grouchy. So I actually use personality rather than just zodiac sign to determine and which primary aspiration to use. 10, 5, 7, 3, 3. He's gonna be a knowledge sim just like his parents. Apparently, Rick wants to win the Bowie, or however that's pronounced, engineering award. Let's find out what exactly that entails. Eight or more mechanical points. And he has none. So he's gonna have his work cut out for him if he wants to get this engineering award. Pretty ambitious to go, oh, I want another scholarship. I'm going to go for the most difficult one for me to attain. And that's not like, say, the Undead Educational Scholarship, which requires a teen to be a zombie or vampire. The Extraterrestrial Reparation Grant, which requires, notice that he has been abducted by aliens. Or the Orphan Sims Assistant Fund, which requires no living parents. Like, if he wanted, one of the easiest scholarships he could earn is a Brian Gordon in Communication Fellowship, because it's charisma based and he already has 3 charisma points. But he's opting to go for engineering. Which, hey, maybe Maybe that's gonna be his major. Or, well, I mean, I don't think there is an engineering major specifically, but you know, maybe he'll do something close. I think closest thing he's gonna be able to get is maybe mathematics, or physics. I also need to buy the baby a potty. Now that he's old enough to be potty trained. I should probably start putting everyone to bed. But, you know, of course, Opal's gotta wake up because she needs to pee and she's hungry. Oh, guess I clicked different thing that I thought I did. Because I thought I told her to just grab an instant meal. Alright, so the last day of the rotation. Yes, definitely at most are gonna get started on another household. Well, then we'll have to finish that. Finish whichever household it ends up being next week. Edward, how about you get up, have him potty train your child? Hopefully you go back to bed. And only Edward needs to be awake for this. Don't tell me that the baby can't actually interact with this thing. Okay, yeah, it's just simply that Toddlers apparently can't interact with toy boxes in this game. Rick can take the toy out of the box for the baby, yeah, and set it out. And now Mickey can play with it. I'm not quitting, I just hit the wrong key. And the fish are dead again. It's honestly starting to feel like it might not be worth it to try and keep these fish alive, because like they provide very little and they just keep dying. And there's Nanny. Because Opal needs to work. He needs to go to work in right about now. Like, tagged every sim in the household that could potentially take care of Mickey is gonna be gone. Until 1 p.m. and when Rick gets back. And then at 9, and then at 4 p.m. he needs to go back out to teach aerobics. Just kind of fast forward until somebody comes back. Rick's just gonna still have her working. You know, she can just continue working until Edward gets home. Actually, she can probably just continue working until game will automatically dismiss her once Opal gets home. At least it should. You need to go to work. Yep, now he has to walk to work because as he spent all that time on the phone. I can probably dial down the gain a little bit more because I'm seeing where I'm getting in the red a little bit. And it did not dismiss the nanny, so... However, Opal dismissed her the first try, rather than taking several tries, as like Edward did. I guess one thing I could do instead of messing about with the gain more is just adjust the limiter. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and lock in Rick's want to go to college. So that means that at the end of at the end of the next rotation, we're most likely gonna have a college rotation, which will basically just make the rotation itself extra long. Because in addition to playing all the households, we'll be playing Rick and maybe a Violet at university. Plus also any townie friends they end up bringing along. I don't think either of them have any, so it'll probably just be at most those two. Right. He got himself another 62 simoleons. Now he's got 261 simoleons in total. We're almost done with the rotation, and for this household. He sure does like the fish. So I guess that's some value these fish are providing. They provide toddler entertainment. Alright, Opal needs to eat something. She's very hungry. Yeah, that should be the end of this rotation. And just as soon as it flips over to spring. Yep, and it has flipped over to spring, so that's it for the contrary household. All for the winter. And now, yeah, we can just like check in. In the early part of the rotation for the 1, 2. Rolled a d5 and got 3, so that's the Jacques household. So you can pop in. And with the Jacques household, they can pay their 1,800 simoleons in taxes. Oh. I think they might have to take out a loan. Loan to be able to pay their taxes. Because they've only got 2,041 on simoleons. Like, yeah, like they might have been able to pay a bit less if that baby was being born sooner. In fact, actually, we can check right now how much less they'd be paying. $48, 112, 112. Yeah, they'd only be paying $1,311 or $1,300 if that baby was already born. They need to pay 1,800. Yeah, basically they're gonna have to have Violet pay in on the taxes. Which I mean, you know, unless you want to argue that like Violet doesn't make enough money to need to file. Well, as a locker room attendant, then yeah, she probably does need to pay. But, you know, like it would make sense. Like basically what's gonna happen is let's see, basically the parents in the situation have 2,041 minus 881 simoleons. They have 1,160. Basically, they're going to borrow 640 simoleons from their daughter. Currently Saturday, so once they wake up, Marcel and Violet can take a walk down to the grocery store. Sophia needs to go pee, and eat some food. Right now, Marcel needs to take a shower. Food stock is getting low. Time to order more food. I mean, they don't need to order any food because they're going to the grocery store or to use the ATM. Yeah, basically, hey, the parents are gonna owe Violet 640 simoleons because it's easier to borrow the funds from their daughter than and take out a loan. You might want to consider like selling some stuff off. Because like gonna have so little left once they're done on paying taxes. He didn't pay all the taxes. He somehow canceled all the first interaction. And I guess we're just gonna find out how much they can buy groceries wise for like 100 simoleons. Right, now they just need to go home. But you know, they're lacking one of their two incomes. So all of their two main incomes. At least.
Get your revenge. The new Lego City Killdozer.
No, they only have 137 simoleons left. because they need to buy groceries and they need to pay their taxes. Their taxes are paid for the naval rotation. And once Amy / Jason is born, then they'll get an additional all deductible. Pilot has the day off today. Yeah, fresh food level 0. 74 total capacity of 200. That's actually probably not bad. Like, you know, Violet immediately started making a sandwich, so it didn't actually made a serving of sandwiches, and it didn't say, "Oh, you're running low on food," so oh, I guess it's fine. In fact, they got money from somewhere. Just maybe some paid time off. It doesn't look like I ever said. Okay, no. No, it's just simply that Sophia's just as a popularity sim. That's why he doesn't have a secondary aspiration. It is getting to be 3 AM, so would probably finish our visit to the Jacques household for the winter or next week. I think basically they're gonna start just putting like half of whatever Marcel is making. Because I'm not entirely sure if this is paid time off or maternity leave or what. Yeah, they can start just putting half of whatever Marcel is making towards paying off what they owe to Violet. Yeah, you really need to not be exercising constantly while pregnant. you're liable to kill yourself, basically. You're liable to overwork your body to death if you keep doing this. Because literally, like right now, the only see now because you took so long, now you don't even get to eat the sandwiches your daughter made. So 189 divided by 2, 94 simoleons, 640 minus 94. Now they only owe 546 simoleons. And it's back. Let's be paid back to Violet. You should probably keep eating. Now, can't have you starving while you're eating for 2. No, you exercise obsessed idiot. Oh, now she's having the baby. Doesn't matter which parent the baby gets the last name from, because they're both identical. And we can barely even see the baby through Marcel's face. It's a baby boy, so no Jason it is. Pretty much immediately just gonna go take a shower and then sleep. Let's see, can we afford a crib? That's the big question. Yes. We can afford at least a basic crib. I have to put the baby in. How about you put Jason in his crib before you go to sleep? Alright, it's 3:04 a.m. So that's where I'm going to call it for tonight. So thank you to everyone who stopped by tonight. Next Sims 2 stream is planned for next Tuesday. Next stream in general is planned for this Thursday with Age of Wonders 4. I have some useful links to my Twitter, the Discord channel, well, the Discord server, and the VOD channel in the chat. Let's see who I can raid. Right, there's one person streaming Sims 2. Yeah, let's go with this person.